All right, welcome, THL. Once again on a Thursday night throwdown, we have drama for you. It is Pro Series action. It's for the boys versus Hype Horizon for the boys with an 11-9 lead, and it all comes down to this for who will advance into the championship game to face off against Popeye's Spicy Chicken Sandwich. I am Ron Mexico. I'm pleased to be bringing you this match between Jeremy and McBanterface, and we have the most biased casting crew you could ask for. That's right. We have Buck Nasty and for show members of For the Boys joining us on the cast tonight, promising to be on their best behavior. How you doing, guys?
Doing great. I see why Saku has you open up. That was the most hype intro I've ever heard.
That was insane, Ron.
Nice.
Yeah,
How you doing,
he does
Fisho?
all right. He does all right.
I'm doing fantastic. Just a long day of work. Ready to watch German Ship win, right, Buck?
You know, I'm here to be an unbiased observer. Going to be on my best behavior. So
Solid.
I'm just
Well, that's all right.
Excellent play from two very good players.
You know, me and Saku can balance you guys out a little bit. Saku, I guess by default here, we're just going to be rooting for McBanterface. So let's go, Banter. Let's get him. Knockout for the boys.
Right. There you
Hey,
go.
Ron, you can't do that right after Buck just said he was unbiased. Like, come on. Now it's 1-3. What's going on here?
Yeah, okay. Maybe you're right. We'll figure it out. Exciting news here. We have bans are in, so we got to look at what the player's thought process is going to be before we jump into analyzing the start of this match. I know Saku's going to have the deck list up for us here, but for German Shep, looks like he is banning the Mage for McBanterface, and McBanterface is banning the Rogue for German Shep.
Yeah, so I mean, the Rogue ban makes a ton of sense from Banter's point of view. Rogue's just really good into basically all of his decks. But I think for German Shep, right, it was between the Mage and the Rogue. So why do we think he chose the Mage here?
So interesting idea here to go ban Mage, and I don't know, maybe it just has something to do with the Masters Tour performance, some insight, gained from how McBanterface was doing, and thinking that Mage needed to be the one to get out of there as one of the stronger ones for Banter. I'm sure as a teammate, you might have some ideas yourself, though.
Yeah, so I think part of it might be that he expects World Kick to just get through no matter what, and that Mage maybe makes things a little bit harder. It definitely has a much better matchup against the Paladin, for instance, than the Rogue does. So he could steal a win with that queue. Maybe feels confident that Broom Pally could get through maybe any deck if he queues that.
Yeah, right, I can see not wanting to ban Warrior when you have Paladin in the list as well on Shep's side. So your bans are looking like, okay, we're either banning Highlander Druid, and let's be real, does anyone ever actually ban Highlander Druid? So then it comes down to ban World Kick Rogue or ban Highlander Mage. Honestly, I probably would have just said, you know what, let's get that Rogue out of here too, but I don't mind the Mage ban from Shep.
Yeah, I think it probably has something to do with the Pally matchup there, since Mage is pretty favored into that one. So he kind of has, if he's expecting the Rogue to be banned, he has a nice deck that he could lead with if he feels like Paladin can beat anything.
Makes sense.
Although we may have inside info on what he's actually going to ban, but yeah.
Right, and lead-offs too. Yeah, sometimes, the speculation is a little bit easier when you happen to have some teammates on the cast who kind of know already what's going on.
Yeah.
Saga, you may have experienced that a time or two when Fleshy Tuna was casting one of my matches.
Exactly, yeah. So he's just like, I'd like to comment, but I can't comment because then I will get blasted by my teammates. So
So do we have our players ready to get started?
They are in the process, so I can just let them know that we're good to go. So for our viewers out there, German Chef is going to be at the bottom of your screen. First to spectate for our casters, and McBanterface will be at the top of the screen. Stay tuned for the go.
Yeah,
All
did
right.
we
And as far as like leading off, I don't know. Do you just randomize?
I think if you feel like something is all favored, right, then you want to lead off with that. But otherwise, you might try to just randomize unless you think you're going to big brain them.
Hey, sorry to interrupt here, but you guys, did we go over the lore of why German Shep picked his lineup?
Oh yeah, that's an excellent point actually. Very specifically, one list sticks out: the Warlock bring from German Shep. I didn't actually look at like the entirety of the lineups for some of the players in the Masters Tour, but talk to me about it for show.
Yeah, no, so basically Shep was like, McBanterface is going to be really busy prepping for Masters Tour. He's going to just be really focused on that and not really have too much time for THL. So he basically expected Banner to bring his Masters Tour lineup, and he himself brought Turna's lineup card for card, which is the person
Card for
who
card.
knocked McBanterface out of top 16. So
Next level strats. And it looks like the players are not waiting any longer.
Nope.
We're jumping into the match. Saku, who's going to be on top and who's going to be on bottom here?
Top is going to be McBanterface, and German Shep will be on the bottom there.
Yeah, so it looks like we've got a
Rogue
Druid versus Rogue opener.
Well, we will see if the Turna Gambit from German Chef pays off to get you guys into the championship, or if McBanterface can avenge his top 16 loss down.
So it's not something you see every day there with Gibberling being tossed back, but not being on the coin makes a little bit more sense.
I like the strategy from Shep, tossing the Gibberling, because you want some bigger stuff to win against Whirl Kick, I would say, because they have a lot of early clear.
Yeah, leading studies here, doesn't find any ideal options. Wrath is fine, I suppose. It's like the best of those, but not great.
Next turn, if he wants to, he can go wide if he wants to use the bloom, but that sets him back a little bit. Probably just uses the Dreamway. And just waits for a better day with the Soul of the Forest with the Lightning Bloom in hand.
Yeah, wasting the... I mean, I guess any way you look at it, you kind of waste the discount, but a Bloom Solar Dreamway would have felt real bad to commit so much of your hand. Was an option.
Yeah, this hand from Banter actually looking quite insane to deal with a early board from Shep, so...
Agreed.
He's got the Whirl Kick, he's got Backstab, he's got Prize Plunder, he's got the whole setup, so...
Okay, so he's going to be patient here, and it looks like maybe thinking about Whirl Kick, Wand Thief, Coin Plunder next turn.
Looks pretty
Things
good.
are looking very good for
On the other
McBanterface
hand,
right now.
Shep is starting to put something together here with the Gibberling hand to go really wide.
Yeah, toss the Gibberling, but get it back anyway.
So he doesn't have enough mana right now to really do much. I don't know if you go in for, 4 minions? 3 of them sold.
Yeah, like a Gibber, Bloom, Soul of the Forest. It's not really great.
Yeah, especially with the follow-up with Wrath. I think you just wait on this if you're Shep. You're not in any rush right now. I mean, the coin's a little bit scary because of questing. I guess he's going in. Okay.
Shep
he
would
just wants
rather do
crushing
something with
now.
his mana than not do anything at all.
Yeah, I don't know if I quite like this, but especially because like Banner's turn is just a backstep plus swindle, so it looks like he just wants to play patient. But I guess Shep is just itching to do something.
Yeah, I mean, might be trying to just stave off like a questing develop turn if he does nothing.
It's fair. Yeah, questing's definitely a big threat that Rogue has against Druid.
Meanwhile, the board that he did create is still something that demands at least a little bit of an answer from McBanterface, so we'll see how he wants to handle this board, knowing that Shep only has... And if he deals with this board, there isn't really a whole lot of threat to follow.
Right.
Outside of, a fungal fortunes.
Oh, wow. Rolling fireball.
these are
insane.
Yeah, these are...
That's a
And he doesn't
incredible
have
option.
to worry
Massive
about using the
Cthulhu isn't
coin
even
here, right?
that bad, but you're always taking rolling fireball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and with prep in hand, he doesn't have to worry about tossing the coin here.
I guess Shep is fortunate that McBanterface doesn't actually have a Shadow Step here, so he can like go like a Plunder plus Shadow Step to take out even more, but Banner chooses to play it safe against potential buff, takes out the minion without the Death Rattle.
And crucially, that still had the spell burst on it. You don't want more gibbers coming out on the board, so pretty much had to deal with the minion.
Wow, actually prepping out a Cold Blood here, trying to get more combo pieces, and I guess he's saving one more just for the rolling fireball.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I mean, the Nitro boost isn't a combo card anyway, right?
Yeah, I
I'd
do like
assume
this
Shep
move
wants to-
from Banter, actually, going with the prep Cold Blood, just because Whirl Kick is also a threatening minion that needs to be dealt with, so gets to
Yeah.
buff it as well, so it trades better, and of course, obviously generating that one other combo piece that could have been something really good. Scimitar, not really that useful, but could be, enough for lethal late game.
So we're just gonna Wrath for one here because Shep's hand is garbage, so it's got to draw.
This looks very rough for Shep.
Yeah, the rolling fireball is definitely a problem. So he's gonna Banter's able to clear up the board next turn.
Yeah, I feel like Shep might be even forced to go like Bloom Adorable here, just to make a bigger board.
I'm not sure he can afford to do that, but looks like
his
he
hand's
is.
pretty dead. Like, there's literally nothing in his hand. He has to draw.
So personally, I think if we were going to commit to a Bloom on that, then I much rather would have bloomed out a double draw with the Wrath.
With the Eclipse, yeah. It's fair. But I guess he didn't know what he was going to draw off the Wrath, and he could have potentially, like, saved resources, like, in his hand if he drew, like, a Glowfly or something.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, Glowfly was about the only draw there. I think that you...
Do we ever see anything other than prep Fireball Pharaoh Cat on this turn from McBanterface and just leave behind a 2/2?
I don't think so. I mean, he knows Shep has one card in hand and 3 mana next turn, so I think this is the time.
I guess you'd Pharaoh Cat first, right, just to see what you get. But yeah, prepping
that
the Fireball
shotbot's not
super
changing
strong.
your play of the rolling Fireball, though.
I don't think so. I would be surprised if it did.
I mean, this kind of is showing some of the power of Whirl Kick Rogue, and especially how good it is against Token Druid often.
Yeah.
But this game is a bit more just like German Shep's draw is absolute bricks.
Yeah, this is super rough. And I think like Whirl Kick Rogue is already favored into Druid, and when Druid can't even make a board, it's just...
Yeah, the board removal tools for Whirl Kick Rogue make it something like a 54-55% favorite, I think, last time I checked.
Nowadays, I mean, you're playing against, Mage and Rogue when you're playing against Rogue because of the Wand Thieves. So
there it is, Wand Thief and a Step, both in hand here. McBanterface could just keep getting mage spells. These ones aren't ideal, though.
Yeah, I'd probably take a Power Creation, though. I feel like Ring Toss is just a little... I mean, you could try to dig for a Flame Ward, I guess, but you're not really corrupting that.
Yeah, with second prep being used, it's hard to corrupt, so I agree.
Yeah,
also, the Rogue Secret's just not very good.
Flame Ward, Ice Barrier, I guess.
For cheaper,
these aren't...
And
no,
just
it's
want
Rogue
to get
Secret's
a big Edwin out here with this Foxy,
you're right.
so here comes 12-12.
I mean, that's game ending. 12, yeah, there's just... nothing Shep can do with this hand.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm surprised that Banner picked the ring toss actually. Then yeah, because like Rogue I mean, I guess it doesn't matter
I
too
think
much.
with making the Edwin that turn, he figures that it's not getting to turn 8.
That's also fair. That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, this is just
this
too
game's
lethal.
over. Yeah, GG. A good point
so
though. I'm still waking up.
Rogue was definitely supposed to get through, no matter what, and it's definitely going to do it. Naturalize has been nerfed, so nature studies is useless.
Yeah, what possible out? Okay, no, nature studies finds the choose one card, and you get the silence.
That's true. Yeah, that is the line, right?
So doubling the chances. Well, actually, no. Then you can't play the.
Oh.
No, you can because it costs 0. The worthy
Oh.
expedition after nature studies, right?
Yep.
Oh, right.
So it has to be Crystal Song, right? You get the double discount off of this, so you can play it.
Yeah, you're not winning by heal.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not winning at all.
Yeah.
Realistically, but yeah.
I mean,
all right.
this is play though.
Crystal Song can generate the silence minion.
God!
He actually finds it.
He did.
He actually finds Keeper of the Grove. Oh my god.
Wait,
The out.
wait, Shep's actually still in it. All right.
This game is actually not over.
All right, let's
got
all
one.
settle down. Settle down. We
uh,
actually have
not
a
a
game
show.
that isn't over yet. Oh my god.
Okay, so Banter's gonna ring toss. Yeah, it's really all he can do. I mean, the 6 has to be ship face, right? So you always go bamboozle, I think, unless you want plagiarize.
Don't know.
It's like, what if Shep top decks like a Rising Winds or something? Right? I guess
Sure.
plagiarize is fine,
So I think it's an interesting choice there. With him threatening on board, he knows Shep has to trade in. I'm kind of surprised he didn't go bamboozle there.
I mean, if
plagiarize will
there's
probably be enough.
any attempt to go face,
Okay.
like with the Savage Roar, obviously, then plagiarize gives the Savage Roar, and Banter has the lethal.
17.
right?
18,
It's not enough.
So it's not enough. So you can't play that.
Yeah.
So it's a challenging turn because he basically has to draw off the Crystal Merchant.
I guess he's just testing for ambush here, and then he's probably just gonna drop the Omu just as a body. I would have to assume.
Does he want to draw?
Yes, I mean Omu. I mean, he has the full trade here.
Need
So.
the draw. You're trading everything, and you're pushing 2 with a hero power.
Yeah,
or
I think you have to have me, right?
do you just go Savage
You
Roar?
can't afford to Savage Roar, I don't think.
No, there's no way you Savage after that. It's
You
like
can't.
Dirty
I don't think you
Tricks
play a spell
and-
here. Exactly. Dirty Tricks and Plagiarize.
Plagiarize. They're both super bad. So I mean, he just has to full trade here and play the Omu, I think.
I just can't believe he actually found the out.
Yeah,
that's game.
That's GG. That's
I'm
game.
still stunned. If Shep didn't take any damage on this turn, it wasn't actually technically lethal yet. But because he traded, now the Savage Roar gives lethal.
Yeah.
If he stayed at 4, he could have dodged this, but yeah, I think he notices now, oops, I shouldn't have traded, and Savage Roar means that McBanterface does in fact get there in the most unlikely of ways after what seemed to be a guarantee with the giant Edwin.
Yeah.
All right, so that puts McBanterface up 1-0 in this series so far. The Rogue has gotten through. The Druid and the Warrior still remaining for McBanterface to find wins while Shep is looking for his first win. Do we think he goes right back to the Druid or does he switch it up?
I think he should go back to the Druid. It's about the most favorable matchup he has against the Highlander Druid, and it's pretty favored against Bomb Warrior as well. So I think that's probably the safest.
So when do you guys think Edwin's going to get nerfed? With
okay, I
with
got
that
the
with
joke. I
that
got the joke.
antics that were going on there just a few minutes ago, I was like, okay, all right, nice big Edwin.
He doesn't even run
Yeah,
in his deck anymore.
No,
Good old
You
Edwin.
know, I'm kind of surprised Shep didn't queue Broom Paladin first, given that he took out the Highlander Mage, the most favorable matchups. So
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
technically,
I don't know.
stats-wise, Paladin is also not great into Rogue, but I've
Yeah, but
seen
it's more of
it
a
differently
50-50.
lately.
Yeah, I'd say it's more of a 50-50, like, whereas like Roll Kick is just
So he, I mean,
Druid.
from inside info, he tried to big brain him essentially. Banter basically went with his most favored deck, the Rogue, and Shep expected that he might expect the Rogue, and thus tried to do the double gambit and kind of missed.
Yeah, this is a good switch up from Shep though. I like it. Now the Bomb Warrior having the Blade Storms and the Brawls as potential good clears to face off against the Druid. Queues up the Broom Paladin in a very favorable matchup.
Yep. In practice, the stats seem to say it's about 2/3 in favor of Druid against Bomb Warrior, but it did not really feel that way in practice.
hey, look, Ron, it's got your favorite card. Or now it's got mulliganed.
Oh, it's gone now.
Yeah.
Libram of Get 'em.
Judgment.
Yep.
We might see it at some point.
Yep. That's our nickname for that one.
Wait to read this.
Hey, it does do a lot of damage.
They all have their own special names outside of, what the card text says.
Yep.
Like, this is Libram of Big Boy Healing that he's currently holding in his hand.
Yeah, I see you rip that. Think you just push the one, right? Smack him. Shadowhoof Slayer.
It's somewhat reasonable being early enough to just tour guide and
Yeah.
press the button too.
I
Not
kind of like Tour
either
Guide
of these
better
options
just
are fine.
because of just
Plays
'cause
exactly
Sword
in
Board,
the
but I guess
Blade Storm. But yeah. Or
Blade
into
Storm.
Minefield, sorry, Minefield.
I was like,
Okay, yeah,
Blade
I was gonna
Storm.
say I didn't really like hero powering after, but I'm fine with the tour guide.
Yeah, there is an argument for the Shadowhoof Slayer because like even if he did have the Sword and Board, which McBannerface just drew, it's still off curve for him to do it. So
Sure.
Yeah, there's not much McBannerface would really want to do on this turn that feels good. You don't necessarily want to use your coin already for the Quartermaster. Maybe it's just a hero power here.
yeah, it feels like just a hero power. I mean, the Aldlure is pretty annoying though because it is drawing Shep a card every single turn. It's staying alive.
I think there's legitimate consideration to a coin coerce here. Paladin relies very heavily on their draw.
Right. Yeah. Just hope they don't have a solid spread for more draw.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there it is.
McBannerface going for that coerce right now. Can't feel good to have to use a coerce in that way, but as you mentioned, Paladin draw.
And Shep to read that there's no
dangerous.
minefield and just hero powers and play the solid sprite. So I really like this play from Shep. Yeah, having committed the coerce there, you much have to read that minefield.
Right.
Efficient clear.
Options
good.
again. Back
That's gonna be big later on a Libram of Hope for sure with the coerce out of the way.
Yeah,
very much so.
I mean, what do you do here? Just a sword and board and a hero power, I guess.
That is the
solid spread.
only coerce in
Right.
McBanterface's deck as well. Once again, kind of faced with some difficult options. Maybe it is sword and board, hero power. You also may want to get the Quartermaster down, but you don't love having the 3-1 trade right into your 2-3. Shield block, just going for draw of
Trying to
his
find
own.
a weapon. Oh wow, that is huge. Yeah, I mean you already have a turn 5 play, so I don't think you're really worried about overcommitting here.
Yeah, German Chap's just getting
Draw
all
4
the
cards.
draw things that Paladin wants and has two of the biggest power cards in the deck in hand already as well, with the discount and the massive Divine Shield taunt.
And on curve as well, and well before Deathwing might come down. So looking
Yeah, and
in
I
a
guess
pretty good
Shep
position.
not playing the Shadow Hoof again just to play around Bladestorm. I mean, Bladestorm's already pretty insane against him.
Yeah, I guess he's probably expecting an AoE this turn.
Which unfortunately for McBanterface, he still does not have. Can play the Quartermaster alongside the Lackey on this turn, or Sword and Board one. Chooses a Sword and Board, minimizes the board presence a little bit, but very much behind
Yeah.
this stage in the game.
If you're Shep, you probably just drop the Aldor.
Question is, do you just go face? Play around Shield Slam a bit more?
Yeah, I would go face if I were him. I think playing around Shield Slam is definitely worth it.
Yeah, I think there's a read that there's no weapon as well, so I don't think he's very worried about like a
Yeah, and there's no
upgrade or
owls
something.
either, so you're not really worried about Solid's Pride not getting value. So
When
Okay.
Bomb Warrior doesn't play the bomb weapon on turn 4, you can be fairly confident that they do not, in fact, have the
Yeah.
bomb weapon in their hand.
Especially, yeah, absolutely. Not sure I like that trade, but it's not a bad board either way.
yeah, I would have gone face there.
Looking
Here
for a
comes Spell Lackey. What do we find?
stage
Maybe
drive does nothing. Probably
Brawl?
gets the brawl here.
Probably
Yeah,
Brawl. Yeah, he already
Another
has
Shield Slam isn't terrible either.
He has no real nice way to gain armor until Galakron in hand, though, right?
Yep.
If he had one more armor here, maybe he presses the
Right.
button and Shield Slams to
Well,
clear out the forces.
Interesting. Are we going to see a Shield Slam upgrade? No. Okay. So he's just going to let it live and brawl next turn. Okay. So the question is Shep going to play around that with Libram of Hope? I think this is a nice time for a Braggart, for instance. Make a mid-range threat, but hold back some of your bigger ones. Or you could do a Pupil and save a Braggart for a Libram of Hope turn, but you might be a little bit worried about a Bladestorm in that case.
I would say, what was Shep's reasoning behind deciding on Braggart over some of the other ones? But the answer is, oh, well, Turna had it. So
Exactly.
easy.
But why might Turner have done it? I mean, I think Rogue, right?
Yep.
Everybody.
Yeah, it's a
Definitely
solid card
Rogue.
in a lot of, it can be flexible.
Oh, that
Oh!
hurts. That hurts to
That was a
watch.
brawl.
Big
right there.
outcome for McBanterface,
That,
winning that brawl handily. Either of the other options could have been a disaster for Banter if they won, but the Silverhand recruit coming out on top of the brawl.
That is certainly no disaster.
Look at this
Disaster
little
for
guy
Shep,
here. He's a brawler. He's a fighter, the Silverhand recruit.
Yeah,
Says,
can
get off
like
me, Guardian.
staggering
Get off
threats
me,
a little
True
bit more.
Seeker.
28 turns. You'll get there, little buddy. Well, not even because of the hero power, but
We do see that Shep has finally picked up the Libram of Get 'em. Very important additional damage and possible healing to counter some of the bomb damage, but Banter would actually have to have bombs first in order, and this would need to be corrupted first to heal.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I like Hero Power, Pinflinger first day or something like that. Or okay, he's gonna Braggart.
I like this too. He has a one
Yeah.
like he's taken advantage of the Silverhand recruit and like it blocking a potential
Interesting.
Bladestorm, and he's
Is it
already
just the
seen a
rope
sword
there?
and board. So
That is a funny top deck. Finding a brawl after a discovered brawl just won you the board on a
oh man,
dangerous
I
one. Don't
might
know if you necessarily love playing a brawl again here, but Banter does still have another real one in his deck. And we could find out just how good at brawling this recruit is.
yeah, if if he brawl, I was gonna say if he brawls again and the 1/1 wins again, I would be a little sad.
The 1/1 always wins.
That's
I
true.
think
It always
Brawl play
happens.
though, right?
I mean, when you
Agreed.
look at the other options, the only other one
I
maybe
don't
you
know.
realistically think is I could just really try to find this bomb weapon because it's really important to find it, and 2 bomb weapons and 2 Corsair cash in the bottom 16 of McBanterface's deck.
So I mean, my thought there is that he has Deathwing on curve next turn. He has a Divine Shield to worry about right now. So I guess he's just gonna brawl this turn.
Yeah. I
given
do
that
like
one
the
was
brawl last
discovered-
turn for Deathwing. But yeah. Might be afraid of Justice or something for an easy clear.
Yeah, I think you have to judgment here. You're expecting
Get
another
'em.
board.
Time to get him.
Time to get him. Question here is, do you play 2 1-drops or do you just hero power?
I think given our current hand, you just hero power. Liadrin doesn't want to be played for a little bit.
Yeah,
Got
and
it
given
set.
that the brawl that was seen was a generated one, I think it's fair
Yeah.
to assume that Banner might have another one.
Yeah, he's halfway through now.
All right, so Banter down to 13 health, halfway through his deck, and still no weapon.
Yep.
Going with the brawl.
Banter a little bit fortunate that Shep doesn't have spells to really make use of these pinflingers.
Recruit
man.
wins.
Recruit
Same
number
recruit.
2.
I'm gonna
The
assume it
same
was
one?
the same one.
I think so. It was in the
I
middle.
thought
yeah.
it was well, it was on the side for me.
Oh, was
Unless,
it?
I mean, I don't know if we can
I'm going
actually tell,
crazy.
but
We're getting different
I'm
information.
gonna say that it was definitely the same one
You'd
from
like
the
to think
first
so.
one. That little dude is a brawler for sure. He is just out there proving it.
Just a
But
belligerent
sadly,
draw.
falls victim to a heavy axe.
Yep. So he's got 10 damage this turn. You can put him to 4.
Yeah, that draw is actually really good. Especially with Liadrin in hand too. If you can start stacking these Librams, it's gonna be really good.
Also pretty relevant to have the boar in hand
Oh yeah,
as a
no,
way to
he is.
get over the
Yeah,
top.
he is 11, right? He's only 3 off with the Shadow of Slayer and Boar. Yeah.
I
And the boar goes
expect we
base at
just
2
see.
off. 2 off. Yeah.
Well, I expect that we'd see the
I'm getting
boar
hard
get kept in hand
Yeah, for sure.
for a burst later, and we see Shadowhoof get played now, alongside obviously the Pens and a Libram Wisdom. Might as well press the button. And we're hey loserin'. We'll see how well Bant called loser over and over. Libram get him doing its thing, swinging away. And I mean,
Indeed.
things have gone so bad for Banter in this game. Like he actually
Yep.
had to use an upgrade just to clear a 1-1 rather than
Not
buff his
great to
bomb
see
weapon and put more bombs in deck. And things just look almost completely unwinnable from this point from Banter's perspective.
Yeah,
quite
he's
rough.
not too worried about the board, but he just doesn't have the armor gain to deal with the pinflingers.
True. And
I
I
guess you
mean,
could, like,
if you're trying to
shorten
win
board
this game as
Gala,
Bomb Warrior, right? There's 4 cards that are the most important ones, and they're all hanging out in the bottom 14.
It is called Bomb Warrior, so yeah, bombs are kind of important.
Bomb Warrior minus bombs. Bad deck.
Then it's just Autofill Warrior, and that's not a very good deck.
Horde Pillagers are 4 mana 4/2s right now. Do nothing.
Hey, they in a couple turns they can give you a heavy axe.
I guess Banter's going for a Gala plus a minefield here.
Yeah, looks like
Clear
it.
things up.
Gain max armor. Clear board. Best
Hey,
thing
that's
realistically
going
he
to
can do.
to be a
Not
2/3
die.
weapon. Fast enough.
Oh man. How much damage is this? So
This
it's
is
like
lethal.
2, 4, 6, 11. It's exact, right?
Yeah, this is exact because of
Got
the
it.
charge. So
The
we
board
go
deals 2, pen
double
deals
pen,
4, plus
board
5,
buff, double pen, swing. 4
Shep will
hits.
rope it. There's one thing I
Always rope
dropped in
lethal.
this world.
I mean,
Yeah.
you got to take your time, right? He's doing the math. He's double
gotta do
counting.
it.
We have to imagine he's already kind of seen what he was setting up. I don't think that Shep misses this, so we should be heading to a game 3 shortly with a tied 1-1.
Well, let's wait another 100 seconds, Ron, before we say that.
I mean, just in case he doesn't see it. He sees it, right? He sees it.
Oh, okay, finally. Chef.
The question
He
is,
finally sees it.
Perfect call
We've
by
seen-
Buck.
We've seen
says that he'd
Shep.
rope it.
No. Okay. I thought he played Barov there for a second.
Yeah.
Oh god, that scared me.
Because he was trying to pick him up really fast from the right side. Wait, he actually... Shep...
I mean, it doesn't matter. Just style on him with the Barov.
Shep,
We are seeing the pens come down, yes?
Sorry.
I actually
Okay.
can't with Shep. This is
Actually used the full rope there. I don't know, maybe playing into some kind of
if he's
mental
going
game.
for the tilting strategy, yeah, that's probably what that was. We'll go with that.
Yeah, you know, I've seen the best of
Can't be
Shep.
understated. Sometimes you just want to irritate your opponent in the hopes that it throws them off. I'm fairly certain Banter has played enough games to weather that attempt, if that is the case. But we are now tied up 1-1. The Paladin gets through for German Shep, and he has remaining his Druid and Warlock to try to find wins against McBanterface's Warrior and Highlander Druid.
And I've seen some scary stuff from Shep on the rope. Like, I was playing against him in practice, and this guy, like, literally went for passage into another passage with, like, 4 seconds remaining. And we are like, what were you thinking, Shep? And then concedes. So, he can do anything.
Nice.
He can do anything.
Capable of anything. All right, so out comes the Druid for German Shep. McBanterface goes right back in the Bomb Warrior.
This is the scary matchup for Shep, I would say. Like, while the stats do say that Druid is heavily favored, there's a lot of clears.
This hand
for
looks
the
a
Bomb Warrior.
whole lot better for German Shep than
Yeah.
the first time he played the
Certainly
Druid,
does.
but maybe we'll see power against power. McBanterface saying, no way I brick on these bomb draws 2 consecutive games, right? We're going to see a Corsair cash in hand to start off.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, guys? Bombs, 2 games in a row.
Yeah, so I think Shep is probably looking for just drawing cards, getting a big glowfly off, and then trying to get a Soul of the Forest board, which Warrior has a lot of trouble dealing with. Right, Warrior's very good at dealing with like a single glowfly, but death rattles are hard for him.
Okay.
There it is, called it Corsair Cash in the
There
hand
it
on
is.
turn 2, and McBanterface in this game will in fact be putting bombs in his opponent's deck. Shep
And
picking
Ron,
up
I love
a
the hype
Gibberling
that you
here
bring.
too. Could create an interesting next turn.
Probably.
I actually love the hype.
They just get 2 weapons.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I guess since he doesn't have a Horde Pillager yet, there's not really a reason to play the one that he didn't draw off cash, right?
So do you ever just make 5 2/2s and then go into a Gibberling draw the next turn with Lunar Eclipse, or are you trying to do a Gibberling, Lunar, Fungal, or something this turn?
Well, Shep's thinking.
So that puts you right back at 9.
Yeah,
Probably the play. Try to get like a Blade Storm out this
It
turn,
looks like
and
he's
then
going
go
for
into
Gibber.
Glowfly or Coin Glowfly.
deciding between
Yo.
one or the other here. And looks like he favors a little bit more the Gibberling line, so here comes a flood of these
Yep.
little
Coin,
caged guys.
Lunar, and Fungal. Yep.
Looks good. Yo, is it Gibber or Gibber?
I say
actually-
Gibber, but maybe it's Gibber? Beats me.
No, it's a whole GIF thing again. Like,
Not again.
not again.
Well,
Oh, Shep
All
on
right,
the rope.
he gets the nature studies off too, right at the very
Does-
end. A
ooh.
huge card to be able to play there, enabling the Glowfly Swarm on the next turn if this board gets cleared.
Life.
Oof.
So this is always Bladestorm.
You can't play. Shep's not overloaded. You can't go into a Soul of the Forest turn, I don't think.
Yeah, I feel like you probably have to Bladestorm here, right? There's no reason.
With his
There's no
current,
way he's leaving it up.
so he may be worried about not having a second AoE in hand. and just may hope for no soul.
Yeah, always hope. I think Bladestorm here is correct though, and play the spell lucky. Yeah.
I agree.
Just a
All
rough
right.
spot for McBanterface to be in the early going.
Probably Battle Rage here, but he doesn't really have that many minions to. Yeah, this is rough. Maybe execute then.
I don't actually hate information.
That one's not bad either. Yeah.
It's good to have information.
Execute probably the overall, better one, especially holding sword and board here.
Yeah, seems fine.
And this should be the Glowfly Swarm follow-up for German Shep.
Yeah, I think he just ripped this. I mean, Brawl's a thing, but yeah, I think you just do it. You just saw Blade Storm. You've got plenty of gas in hand. You want to continue pressure and not allow them to get the weapon up and start smacking you.
Right. I mean, you got to go fly here.
All
Come on,
solid
Shep.
points.
Well, actually, we all know that Shep's just gonna rope it, so just be patient.
just taking his time to see, like, maybe is there any other play that I want to consider, and also sometimes it's make your opponent think about what you might have in hand to consider. Oh wow, he's actually not.
I don't know about that. I would.
Okay, I thought maybe he was like trying to bait him a little bit, but actually decides to not make a board here.
I guess he's playing around Brawl.
But Brawl's still available on turn 6. If it was available.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I guess he's trying to like play around the Brawl and then try to make a resilient board with a potential like
so now he has
he
Solar Arbor up.
He enabled the weapon to just get played here and go into his face, and now Banter gets to play a little bit more towards his game plan rather than Shep playing towards his. Still has the Glowfly though, can still rip it now. I'm not really sure I understand the line from Shep holding this Glowfly.
I think he's trying to hold it, Ron, so he can go for like a Glowfly plus a Soul of the Forest turn.
Well, finds 2 Soul of the Forest. Looks like he's getting a little bit rewarded for that plan.
Enough for Shep to win with 2 soul boards and 1 mana advantage.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do here if you're Banner? Do you just go for like Krasnov plus Cutting Class or something?
I think so. I think you have to kind of start really pressuring. He doesn't have AoE in hand.
1 mana draw, clear 3 minions, put a second bomb in deck. Seems pretty strong.
Clear the lifesteal ones and you clear the spell burst, so
yeah,
you might also
he's fine.
You might also choose to Sword and Board or Shield Slam instead of the Cutting Class because you can play it next turn.
Yeah, you don't have to Cutting Class this turn. That is completely correct. Taking on an extra 1/1 though.
Do you ever just push for face here because you've already limited the board enough? Now Banter just saying this game is lives and dies on boards, so make it small.
Yep. Okay.
It's time for the Solar and Arbor up. Yep.
Yep. That's what it looks like.
Okay.
I guess
from 2 cards,
that
is a very dangerous one.
I guess Bladestorm doesn't even do much, but oof.
And top deck's a Brawl.
I guess you Cutting Class first. Let's see what he gets from there. Ooh. Full Minefield, does that do it? For a Sword and Board, it's 8, 11, 14. A little off, right? But he can smack
if you
in
trade
with his face and then go double Minefield.
Technically clear.
Yeah. So what would you do here? Would you Brawl or would you hit in and do double Minefield? I feel like I'd probably go for the double Minefield and save the Brawl, but
I agree. Given how many cards Shep has in hand that you haven't seen a Glowfly yet, I think you need to save the Brawl.
Yeah, Brawl on 4 minions, like, it's definitely the play before he drew the second Minefield. So I think he just, or I guess both minefields.
If you leave the board up, you pretty much just die to clear, so the decision is down to Brawl or Minefield. Looks like he wants to tank that 6 damage and go double Minefield for the clear. Is able to also fit in Hero Power here and gain a little bit more armor back.
Yep. And there are now 3 bombs in the deck, but no boom in hand, and Shep has already used both Fungal Fortunes, so won't be drawing a ton more.
Right.
All right, Shep probably hoping for Innervator Bloom off the top. Does not find it, so not able to play Glowfly, Soul of the Forest right now.
This is still super strong though.
Yeah.
Definitely forcing out a Brawl if Banner doesn't top deck Bladestorm.
All right, taking a Hidden Oasis as the option off of this Nature Studies here. And there's no play but Brawl.
Yep. Brawl, probably hit a minion and Hero Power and pass.
Yep.
Shep has not drawn a bomb yet, and with the swing here from McBanterface, that puts 4 into the deck. So there are 4 out of 15 cards for German Shep that are bombs.
That is it's a lot of bombs. Not quite enough to kill Shep, even if he draws all 4, and he avoids the bomb again.
So you just go Glowfly, Soul Power.
Soul of the Forest. Yep.
That's not enough mana. Just kidding. Just Adorable or something. Maybe just pass.
So Glowfly gives him what?
It fills the board. The question is, do you care enough about like a Bladestorm play around? And the answer is
probably not. Yeah.
You just assume he doesn't have a double clear. He'd need like a
wouldn't have
Bear
hated
Sword board
seeing a-
Bladestorm or a Brawl Bladestorm.
Right.
I think it was a solid consideration to actually buff one of these
Okay,
Glowflies
so
with
that
Adorable,
Corsair
but
Cache
decided
is
against
dead.
it.
He's already drawn both weapons.
Yep.
Yeah, this looks pretty good for Shep so far. Banner's plan now is just to try to go face and
Just
hope
try
he
to
gets
get
there.
5 bomb outer.
Yep, 5 bomb outer. It could happen right here.
It really could.
All right, and Shep just dodging every single bomb. 5 bombs out of 14 in the deck right now, but with a whole lot of damage.
Oh, that Hidden
incoming.
Oasis is actually huge, just for the heal, potentially.
I feel like you might just make a taunt here. Trade 1 power and Hidden Oasis for.
Or trade 1, make a taunt and power. I don't like
You
that.
could also try digging for the rest of your burst with something like a Rising Winds for draw. See if you find a bomb too, and then heal if you start drawing into some bombs.
Yeah, I think you start with that because the other play only takes 8
Go the
mana.
draw.
All right, well, we got the power.
There's an Arbor up. There's damage.
Yeah, play that.
New
'cause
plan.
it's good.
Smork.
Yeah, I think you just trade 1 off and Arbor up, right? And then
You
Hero
really
Power.
don't want to leave that 4 attack on board. So yeah, you're. I mean, maybe you power and Arbor up as well. Just
yeah, you
mass.
definitely
Do
trade
you
first.
ever care about the 1 armor? Is the question. Over 2 turns, over 2 hits with the
Oh my
weapon.
god,
again?
Shep
The
with
rope's
the rope.
almost burning out, so Shep's got to go fast.
I guess he's Hero Power.
Make sure he does all this damage.
Yeah,
Comes the
he got
hero
it in,
power,
he
all the
got it
damage
in.
going upstairs. Gets it all in.
I'll never get
All
tired
right,
of watching
Banter's
that.
got, 1 turn pretty much to not get killed here.
Does he get the card? Oh, Cutting Class is good.
Cutting class could, I mean,
Oof.
sure, it
okay.
finds a Brawl, but Brawl doesn't really realistically save you all that much anyway.
No, I don't
It
think
kind
it
of
does.
sort of does, depending on whether or not Shep has more burst in hand. As we can see, he does not.
Well, he has the Power of the Wild, which is probably enough to get there.
Yeah. Pretty easy.
Yeah, well, there's 12 on board still.
Yep.
So hero power shield slam and swing weapon into another
I mean,
2/2 maybe to limit the damage.
You're right, because he's at 25, so the 5 bomb outer still is the same, unless you think. I mean, you can't guess that he's not going to have lethal on the backswing. I think.
Yeah, so Shep would be 3. No, he'd be 2 off. With his current hand, if swung
have
in
power.
and did the hero power plus shield slam. But yeah, like, or I guess, yeah, hero power with adorable would be 13 damage. The power.
Well, yeah, actually,
Yeah,
it is still lethal. You're right.
No,
So-
he hero powered, he hero powered, right? So it's
Because of the adorable infestation, Shep has exact lethal with hero power, power of the wild.
he's 2 off.
He's 2 off, right?
Oh,
'Cause he's hero powered.
I counted
He's
that
one
as
off.
13. Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably starts off with the rising winds here to draw or something. Or I
Yeah.
guess you don't really need to. You could just like make a board here, but
Well,
Yeah,
you look for
that's
lethal.
probably better, right? Like, I mean, I don't think you need to look for lethal because you're just drawing. You increase the chances of Banter getting lethal, and he's never going to be able to clear another Soul of the Forest.
yep, I agree.
Seems pretty unlikely you'd draw all the bombs in a row. If you draw some, you just hit an Oasis your face if you didn't find the lethal.
Well,
That's
can
fair.
ask Tweeg, drawing 4 bombs in a row.
But, there's conservative lines and there's more aggressive lines. So we'll see what German Shep opts for here.
I think you always have lethal next turn, so I'm not too incentivized to look for it this turn.
I mean, you could honestly just play Hidden Oasis for heal right now and buff the board.
Ooh.
That's a super conservative line. But Shep is going draw.
Wow.
And there's a bomb.
Imagine drawing them at the start of the row.
And there's another bomb.
The Chef Classic.
And there's the lethal.
Oh, there's the lethal.
Yeah, found
You
one.
get it off? Oh, he got it off.
Yep.
All right, so the Gibber, however you want to say it, the Druid gets there against the Bomb Warrior, and German Shep takes the lead in the series now, 2-1, heading into Game 4.
Oh. Gib 'em. Sorry.
So German
Ignore me.
Shep will guaranteed be on this Zoo Warlock as the final list to try to find the victory to put for the boys into the championship game. And trying to stop that will be McBanterface's Bomb Warrior, and possibly we might see this Highlander Druid come out. I'm not sure which one he opts for here in this Game 4.
Yeah, so against the Paladin, against the Zoo, I think you're likely to see the Bomb Warrior, right? It already is trying to kill itself. You're trying to shuffle bombs. You have a reasonable amount of early removal with the minefields and then the brawls in the mid game. Probably better than Highlander Druid, which suffers against the aggro. Yep.
Your weapons, War Chief.
And
Nice.
McBanterface, 2 out of 3 Bomb Warrior games with Corsair Cash available to be played on turn 2.
Yeah, and
This one,
Sword
the
Court's
best
really
of the
big to
bunch,
have.
being on coin. Yeah, and with upgrade and sword
being
board.
on coin is massive.
Man, this hand's looking
Do you keep
actually
the
pretty
entire
good.
hand if you're Banter?
Maybe you
Upgrade
toss the
getting
upgrade.
tossed.
Yeah, it gets tossed for sure.
Barob's actually huge too for Banner to find, just as insurance.
Never Corsair Cash on 2. Looks like it's turn 3 this time.
Yeah, only if Banter actually coined out the Corsair Cash on 1, which, I don't think I've ever seen
I
a
hope
Bomb
he
Warrior
tries
do
to
that.
coin out a Corsair Cash right after the Neophyte. No, I'm joking. That ain't ever happening. Alright, well, there's only one to play a ship.
Yeah, I think you have to play the minion here.
There's
Drop
two
the
things that are
minion.
green. Shep flipping a coin real quick to
He gives
determine
him the cash
which
this turn,
green
right? He
thing
just
he
has
bets.
coin weapon and just gets beat. So I think he has to play it.
Yeah, Neophyte actually coming up pretty clutch in a lot of zoo lists lately.
It is.
Very
yeah.
disruptive card.
As a
Ooh, that's
scumbag myself, I must say I'm not a huge fan of Colt Neophyte.
So not a bad draw here from Banter.
yeah.
Just
You
something
can
to
use it.
button. You may want to be saving this shield slam for a combo play to remove a giant later in the game, if you can gain enough armor or have enough armor already. Otherwise, though, a 2-mana shield slam not looking too bad to just clear up a 3/2.
Yeah, there's not much more armor gain. If we had a shield block instead of Quartermaster, maybe, but yeah, you're not very worried right now.
Yeah, and
Okay,
Shep with the
so-
Wicked Whispers draw is actually quite good. If he, finds a playable card next turn to play with it, he auto discards the hand, right?
Imagine a 6-mana card and Zoo being the lowest cost card in your hand.
Just don't tap first to make the giant 6 and get a 50-50. Meanwhile,
Definitely not.
decision time
Never
for McBanterface. Do you still play the cash? And yeah, no reason to anymore. Holding a wrench caliber can
Choose
just
one.
fight for board a little bit more and play the on-curve wrench.
Hey, do you ever coin out a Ethereal Lackey here? No, he doesn't. Okay.
Point's too important, probably. Well, that was
There's
huge.
the playable card,
There it
and
is.
there's card draw. And this
Nice.
should tell McBanterface beyond all shadow of a doubt that is a 7-mana flash giant in hand for German Shep.
Or a second Hand of Gul'dan, potentially.
Here, right?
True, actually. Could be the other Hand of Gul'dan.
You could broom down the quartermaster, but I don't see any point in doing so. I think you just tap. You don't really want
Yeah.
to run a flesh giant with the nightshade, so
Yeah, I agree that tapping is probably the better move here.
Shep.
yeah.
Thinking about
he's on the coin, so like if you go too wide, he could coin brawl. I just don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, he always goes face here. Just want to shred the armor.
Yep. Chat.
No.
I mean,
Shep.
there is a consideration actually to take that trade specifically because of a wrench that would have been able to clear the taunt with a trade from the minion into the Voidwalker. So I don't hate the trade from Shep here. It's specifically playing around wrench on 4.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which
and he's
is the
already seen a
exact
shield
play.
slam, I guess. Yeah. Okay, honestly, rewarded.
Okay.
So, look at that.
So he's on 5. So I think we want to play the neophyte this turn. I think we just want to get down to like a tap, play him neophyte. He can't brawl. It plays around Blade Storm very well.
Yeah, I like that too.
Tap first.
Ooh.
Seems good.
Kenrithod.
We
If
don't
you
play
play
it.
Canrithod, you can't play Neophyte.
play Neophyte.
And Neophyte seems like something you very much want to do if you're making a wider board into Warriors turn 5.
Right. Yeah. Guess you'd rather play around Brawl than Bladestorm going into turn 5. But I guess Bladestorm's not even that good.
Yeah, I don't think this is bad into Blade Storm at all.
Yeah. You just go 2-1 then. Yeah. Oh, he's actually going for the Kenrithod. Wow.
I'm not sure.
Interesting.
But there is no brawl in
Maybe
hand.
he's-
So.
Yeah. I don't know.
I
Seems
think there's no better time except into turn 5 for a neophyte if you're going wide.
So
Right.
holds back the Voidwalker as a hedge there, and McBanterface not, in fact, holding a brawl to
Yeah.
have the easiest way to deal with this. Gonna have to try to figure out a play to deal with all this pressure incoming.
Right. Yeah, no real nice way to activate the Barov. You really don't want to burn a Barov and a Blade Storm.
And coin, it'd be real rough.
Right. So I think you started the class. Yeah.
Yep, that's what he does. Yeah, those are pretty expensive cards. Probably not going to be played for.
He probably
could coin out a.
right?
Yeah, he probably coins the boom. He's taken a good amount of damage. Depending on like Shep's next turn, it might not be a coin boom.
Yeah, so I think it's imperative that Shep develop some pressure.
Raised Dead
He can do,
actually
right?
really
He
good
can
as
get a
well.
neophyte down and pretty cheap flesh giant.
Yeah, I think you go for the neophyte and
Raised Dead in hand only makes that flesh giant cheaper if you wanted to, but gonna hold it back.
So,
Maybe
I
you
guess,
can get a flesh giant back from it.
Yeah, I
thinking
guess
there
so.
is to try to. Well, I think he's trying to get either Flesh Giant or Mosher back. Either of those are pretty good.
Was it
Cult
worth it
Neophyte's
to
been
get the
pretty
tap
crucial
and
here,
draw
though.
one more card if you tap and raise dead?
So Banner's definitely not going for the Blastmaster Boom coin, but Yeah, these cards are all really bad. Like, these are terrible.
Awful. I mean, stage dive is literally unplayable.
And they're
Useless.
more
Dimensional
expensive
Rippers,
anyway because of that
not
Neophyte. So
playable.
Neophyte twice now in this game has blocked a play that McBanterface either wanted to make or would have been trying to maybe set up. And we see the Neophyte not being played before the turn 5 pay off huge into this turn 6. Now McBanterface in a real difficult situation.
Okay, looking
See
at
the shield blocks for more armor?
shield block.
Yeah, that's painful. Yeah, he's gonna be taking a lot of pain here. I guess he hits
He's
into
probably
the floor.
using Barov next turn, right? That's what
Yep.
you have to be thinking. So there's no other way to deal with the 8/8.
Bear up minefield probably.
Yeah.
If nothing else.
Okay.
Okay.
Shep's
mean,
got
Shep doesn't
11
have-
damage to push right now. Can tap, can raise dead, find more options. Probably want to lead with a tap.
Yeah, I think you lead with the tap. Raise Dead isn't that exciting right now.
He doesn't have any demons on the board to get a Mosher on if he does draw, or if he does get one from Raised Dead. So yeah, tapping makes the most sense here. Just to try to get deeper.
I mean, maybe raise dead for the first Neophyte you played because of how much it seems to have been frustrating McBanterface's plays.
It's definitely an option.
So goes raise dead. What do we see? There is in fact a Neophyte, and it's coming down immediately.
Okay.
Okay,
That
so
is,
he's animation. So he's going full pressure. Okay.
Didn't want to tap because wanted the damage.
This plays around Late Storm well. Yeah. Okay.
11 more
Okay, so-
upstairs.
So now
He
Barov-
just, has a no brawl read, I guess.
Yeah, I mean this has to be a Barov minefield here. I'd have to assume.
I mean, it's almost a guaranteed clear.
it is always a guaranteed clear.
No,
I believe.
I guess,
Yeah,
yeah. I was thinking you could maybe split it up, but then Barov would die anyway. Yeah. And then
Yeah.
finish it off.
I can't help but feel Shep missed out on a couple of taps that were.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, Matron or the Mosher find is pretty good.
So we
Yeah,
tap and then get down basically the whole hand.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, and 2 bombs.
Dribbling's actually a really good find there as well.
Still in the 16 card deck for Shep as well, so getting very dangerously close to bomb lethal if
Yep.
those draws show up.
Flame Imp makes it lethal, right?
Yep,
If both
it
show up.
does.
True.
It does. I think you still have to play your whole hand there.
I agree. Yeah.
Just gotta pressure.
The only
Pray
other-
no Deathwing, basically, and no brawl.
And I guess there's a consideration to play the Imp but not the Mosher because you want to heal with it. But I mean, feels
I think you
More
have to
greedy.
play the Flame Imp here.
definitely play the Flame Imp. He's just thinking about whether to go Broom or go Mosher.
I actually think you probably played both.
Oh
Or
no,
okay,
Shep.
plays neither.
how are we getting there?
Yeah, I don't know about this one.
Bomb Warrior's all removal. You haven't seen that much removal this game. I don't
Enter
think
could
that-
even go
what you're
for
gonna say.
well, he can go for a Wrench Caliber plus a Minefield to full clear this board right now. He can also go for like a maybe Blastmaster Boom. It's a coin Minefield, but that doesn't feel like the play. I think it has to be the Wrench. It's the Minefield.
Yeah.
Boom, coin
It's pretty
minefield
cool.
is very interesting, but wrench upgrade and minefield or something.
Yeah.
You could even coin the hero power if you really wanted to, just try to stave off some extra bursts,
Well,
but I
I
don't
don't-
think it's
I don't
necessary.
think you
Yeah,
need
you're
to
taking 2 no
upgrade.
matter what, so you don't need to upgrade this turn.
Okay, he's going to go for Boom Coin Minefield, I think. Just to
Yep.
see where these. Okay, so
Okay,
this
the
is-
aggressive, spicy
very-
line. I like it. Here we go.
They all hit.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Okay. That was pretty
Okay.
terrible.
Wow.
Alright.
That was
That's-
terrible for a banner.
Well, you know
Yeah.
what's really terrible is when your Nightshade discards the thing that allows you to heal for 8 and kill Boom.
Well, you can. Well, you can play the Mosher and the Broom, right? Try to clear it off, but I mean, what do you do here if you're Shep? Banner's
I
weaknest
think
strikes
you
might
guard
actually
Cat.
get some value if he does
Maybe
it.
maybe you go Imp, Mosher the Imp, Broom, and then Matron.
I like that actually. That seems like a good play. I guess Shep doesn't want to take damage with the Imp here. I feel
You
like
take
you
3, but you heal
play it.
6.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
go 14,
And
kill
you can
the
use the broom to kill the boom
fine.
and maybe ignore the bombs and push 6. Well, you don't
I think
ignore
when
the
you're
bombs, you
playing
just
trade
trade.
the
You just trade a
broom,
Matron.
right? Yeah.
Actually, I guess
like
you
that
traded
play.
Mosher too.
Wait, Shep, please do. Oh.
Okay, so
Okay,
he
his
just wants to push the
Shep-
damage to the face. Okay, I'm fine with that.
Well, I guess yeah, the Matron can trade into the
Oh,
boom here
he
as
never
well.
plays around the sweeping strikes. Oh, he does. Okay.
Oh yeah, he's always killing Boom.
I thought he was gonna not kill the
Matron
boom, and I was
trades
like,
into
alright.
bomb.
Wow,
A little
all
bit safer there, keeping the health.
Banter's
That's a
gonna
low
be
roll. That's
upset at the bomb RNG here.
Yeah, the bombs have been awful for McBanterface.
yeah, that's no good. What can Banner do here? I mean, you have to start off with the Quartermaster, I feel. Yeah.
Goes Quartermaster, gets the
That
armor,
was
and a
not
terrible
the
lackey.
you wanted to find. That was definitely not the one you wanted to find. You're just gonna have to rely on bomb RNG at this point, right? Hope the bomb hits the Matron for 4. I guess is what he's hoping for.
It's not lethal
You're not
either way.
technically
right?
dead, yeah.
Yeah.
There are draws though that would kill him.
Yep. Oh, goes face for
Wow.
another one. Wow,
Wow.
that's so unlucky.
These bombs are miserable for McBanterface, but maybe he can get the top deck.
So Shep does not run Soulfire, which is important to note.
That is important to note.
Yeah, no Soulfires to make room for the Neophytes, which have been pretty clutch so far in this game.
man.
So
I think you start with the Jailer before the tap.
I guess
All
not.
right, guess not. I think we'll the fragments there.
Yeah. Yeah, not sure about that one. Order there was.
I guess he was thinking Canrathod was he has 2 Canrathods in the deck. Maybe he wanted to play that.
It's true. Yeah, he could drop
Yeah.
a Canrathod if.
So despite some poor RNG from McBanterface, German Chef is running out of gas for ways to
Yeah.
get there. And it
no
looks like
charge damage,
just
so-
this small extra amount of armor, you know, the Quartermaster coming in clutch to prevent the kill.
I mean, you gotta. Yeah, I mean, gotta go face here. There's no reason to trade. That's a good go face. Yeah.
Sets
I don't know if
McBanter
you
to
play the broom
2.
here though.
There's
you
really
saved
no
it.
reason to play Broom.
Yeah.
Okay, cutting class is insane for Banner to draw here.
You can
Gotta start
upgrade
off with it.
first, it's free.
Although Banner might be thinking maybe I find a evasive Draconid off of Draconic Lackey.
Well,
So
you
he
could play
goes
Draconic
after-
first to find Alex to go up to 15.
That's also true. Alex is a big one.
So I like the
Trash is
lead.
also
Pick
insane.
them.
Yeah, you'll take a rush. But now
the
you can
sweeping
upgrade
strikes?
cutting.
True.
No, 10 trash
Sweeping
plus
strike.
sweeping strikes, right?
And hero power goes to 4 and clears.
Yeah, this is looking
And yeah.
more and more like a Banner win here.
Yeah, I
feel
mean, just one bomb from Shep, and he's basically.
I feel like if you're McBanterface, you still would just want to go upgrade cutting class.
Really? I would say like you would want to go 10th Thrasher sweeping and just hero power.
You spend 2 mana to draw 2. You don't need a sweeping. The one
I
attack
guess
minion's not
you-
killing you, right?
I guess you don't really
you
need the
don't need
armor
hero power,
because he doesn't run Soulfire. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, so
that's
this is
smart then.
probably, unless there's a Canrathod that comes down here, it's probably.
Yeah,
GG.
really well done. I love this
Well, it-
line from McBanterface.
unless
Just
there's a
perfectly navigated. And German Shep trying to dodge a bomb and find a lethal somehow.
He has to tap though. He needs the soul frags. Okay. That's one.
Oh yeah, Dark Glare is a card in his deck.
All determined
Yeah,
on this
GG.
draw, and that is not it. So dodged all the bombs, but it didn't wind up mattering. as McBanterface does get the Bomb Warrior through, and here it is, guys. I know you're not quite as thrilled because you're a little bit biased, but this is the best words in all of Hearthstone. Saku?
Game 5.
Hey.
Now everybody can say it
So-
together. So it's game 5. Yeah, there we go.
All on the
It's gonna be Zoo
live
versus
German Shep on Zoo Warlock,
Highlander
McBanterface
Druid.
on the Highlander Druid.
Matchups you only
Don't hunt down a
see
miss.
between men like Blastoise and Tweeg.
That's
Yeah,
a good one.
new exciting match here. Blastoise versus Tweeg, brought to you by THL on a Thursday night.
Oh man, Banner with the Breath of Dreams though. We'll see if he finds a dragon. But I guess I can't see yet because I'm watching from Banner's perspective actually. Okay, he didn't find one.
I just watch it upside down. It's very easy.
Gotcha.
Ghidra is pretty huge in this, especially.
Oh, this is a
if he finds
great
dragon.
start. This is a great start from Shep with the
Yeah,
Dark
Shep has
Flare,
an
Flame Imp, tap.
insane-
That's so insane. Yeah. Crazy good start.
So, pretty
Okay.
solid
Winning
hand for
the Eagle here, I
McBanterface
guess?
and insane hand for German Shep.
Yep.
Banner going with board presence.
Okay, so he can't quite go for the.
Is he just gonna go all in next turn with the Canner Thod, Dark Glare, Flame Imp, and Hero Power? Or is
I think he just go
he's
in
gonna
now
go
with the
for it,
Dark
right?
Glare. There's
Yeah.
no reason to wait a turn.
Yeah, you got to just Dark Lair tap.
Yeah, it's a strong turn too. Your old 4-mana turn 2 in Warlock instead of Druid.
There's a possibility you still find something off this tap that deals with the Eagle and protects your Dark Lair. Did not find it.
No, but Cult Neophyte is definitely a good card in this matchup. Floating mana.
Guys, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. All right, so McBanterface. I mean, what do you do here? Ever-
Looks like a. Yeah, I mean, it's a question between Hero Power and another Rising Winds. Didn't draw the dragon, so Breath of Dream still isn't ramping you. I don't think you can go for the very small odds there.
YOLO play it, find a dragon.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not sure the killing the tour guide is important enough. So yeah, Banter decides he wants to contest the Flame Imp, and that is most definitely a draw. Gets him
Yeah,
push
big
forward.
draw for Shep here. Gets a much more valuable trade, gets to push the damage. I just got to say, McBanterface, though, double Eagle gamer in Game 5. You love to see it.
And drew the dragon. So that's a big draw.
See, he should have just played Breath of Dreams on 2. He was obviously drawing that dragon. Punished. He didn't believe.
My experience is why I never played Druid. I never believe.
Bog Beam, very good play here to
Looks like
clear up
he's
to
thinking
4-3.
about ramping with the Solar Eclipse next turn, right into 6 mana and drawing 2 cards. Seems quite strong.
Look at this draw for Shep right off the top. This
Yeah,
looks
that's-
very good.
You rope this one out, I think, every time.
I mean, do you ever actually just go like Ebonlock Cult Neophyte to try to frustrate a turn 4 spell play and then play Matron on 5 because it might force a minion over a spell and you can use the rush?
So I think you just want max pressure, and this is also especially into an overgrowth turn. I mean, you could say the Neophyte like prevents an overgrowth, but I think just a 5/5 is nice, and drawing 3 is very nice. You don't.
Yeah, I'm
really
just
have
trying to
enough
think of the
heat.
consideration for where like you
Yeah.
don't actually just jam the Matron. If
I think
Ebonlock lives though, Matron costs 3, which means you can also tap and Matron on turn 5 along with the draw 3. So it's a draw 4 and you rush into a
I
minion.
mean, it turns out it's actually really good into what Banter wants to do, because he wanted to Solar and Breath, and now he probably just breaths, gets up to the Emerald Explorer.
All right, I'm back, boys.
Welcome back. So this was a really interesting play, honestly. The not dropping the Matron on 4. That was the top deck for Hand of Gul'dan. To frustrate the play, we see, Banter just goes with the ramp and draw. And now we've got,
Yeah, you just
draw 3 and tap for more.
Dark Glare,
Well played.
double raised Ed. That is a
Oh, wow.
great deal of mana.
Oh, wow. Yeah, raise that as a guarantee get Dark Glare? Or are there
It
3
is.
in the pool?
No, Dark Glare, Flame Imp, and Tour Guide, right?
Okay, yeah, so there were 3. So it wasn't a guaranteed Dark Glare, but it was a likely Dark Glare.
It's a very likely Dark Glare, especially with 2 of them. It's very, very likely.
Yeah, and now, oh, wow. Oh, wow. Shep can actually play this Flesh Giant on this turn, right? Well, no.
No, not quite. I think you hold
Maybe.
here, though, right? I don't think you want the Voidwalker in the pool. I think
No,
you're
you
looking
still
to...
you still couldn't do it because you wouldn't have the board space. You'd have to like get a Flame Imp and have a way to kill one of your own minions in order to
Right,
actually play that
right.
Flesh Giant there. But this is a very scary board that Shep has made here, and Banter has to find a way to deal with it, and is not holding Zeph, which would be maybe one of the best ways to deal with it. I guess not until turn 7 though, 7 mana.
You might have to go Speaker, Solar, Umbral Owl. Speaker becomes a 3/6. Umbral Owl's a 4/4. That's never going to clear the 5/5, but not really anything you do is going to.
Yeah, a really rough position for McBanterface to be in here.
You don't have enough mana to make use of the Broom.
Oh my goodness, this is quite the board from Shep. What is going on? What the heck? Okay. Well,
Yeah, I mean the draw was pretty amazing to also
Yeah.
find the other
and he
raised
has
dead
to go
too
for
and
like a
get the Dark
Gidra
Lair.
clear, right?
Yeah.
With an
Poor guy.
Umbral Owl.
Yeah, the question is, what do you trade into? So I guess you may put the Owl into that one. Or, sorry, Owl into the 3/2? Okay,
So
he's
he's
gonna
putting
Okay.
the. Yeah, I mean, you just kill the.
kill the cannon.
God, I guess.
With
Yeah.
an 8 mana card into his deck.
So 8, 9, 11. So
Wow.
Mosher's 14. He's 1 off, right?
Mosher makes it 1 off lethal. You could tap for Whispers.
Yep. I guess you start off with the raised dead.
Sure, why not?
Okay. So you could still Dark Glare, I guess. Dark Glare tap would still give you enough mana to play the Mosher, but then you still can't play the Flesh Giant. So I guess he's going like Mosher, Flesh Giant, Broom, maybe.
I feel like we
if
want to
you're
tap
trading, you
here
can
just
get
to
the
look for
Flame and stuff
the
too.
Whispers lethal. But yeah,
Yeah.
Flesh Giant and Broom is also really strong. I mean, this is a very hard position to fight back
So
from if you're McBanterface.
Yeah, I guess he just tried to. Oh, interesting. Okay. I guess he's just trying to leave as big of a board as possible, so even if Banner
That's not
does
Zeph
have
off
a
the
Zeph
top.
Brawl.
That's
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. Oh.
It would have to be like Zeph Brawl and win the Brawl. So there it is for the
That's
boys.
crazy.
Takes the victory in a thrilling 5-game series. The Zoo Warlock getting through, and German Shep picks up the win. We have our finalists set. It will be For the Boys versus Popeye Spicy Chicken Sandwich for the Pro Series title. What a thriller.
Yep,
Whew.
I'm glad it went to game 5.
Shep
Mad props
definitely
there
made
for...
our.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, definitely made my heart skip a beat. Probably Bucks as well when it went to the game 5. But yeah, sorry Saku for interrupting.
no, it's fine. Just wishing McBanterface he played well. Just some of the cards just got away from him.
Yeah, just that game 2, even
Yeah.
with drawing completely dead with the bombs. Bottom half of your deck, no Corsair caches, no Wrench Calibers. Crazy.
Yeah, now I'm
Yeah,
trying to
well
see
played
if...
to both.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Just trying to see if Shep is available for chat.
I can't wait. I cannot wait for Shep to get in here.
You want to talk to him about the paladin rope?
Yeah.
I mean, counting's hard.
True, true. It's not like we, all three of us, called out lethal
Yeah.
the first 10
It's
seconds
not
of the
like he had
turn.
to count essentially the same damage the previous turn or anything.
Yeah, you know,
Alright.
it's
He's on his way.
Nice.
Oh. Walkers? Shep?
Way to go,
Cloggers?
Shep.
Congratulations, Shep. How does it feel? You punched your team's ticket to the finals.
Yep. Feels good to carry my team again. Had to do it many times.
Hey, you got the best 5 seed in the business. That's what I hear.
Yeah. Shep makes
I
sure
don't
to
know about
remind
that
Bucks
one.
that he's the 5 seed every single hour of every single day.
Just their chemistry. It's how we work.
The secret.
That's what every
the
bully
secret
says.
sauce. There you go.
Mm.
So I'm sure your teammates have some questions for you about some of those matches. Before we jump into specific questions, any overall impressions from you, Shep, for the as a whole? Just a shout out to Turna, or anything else you want to say about the matchup?
Turner carry. Pretty much.
Amazing. The strat paid off. There you go.
Yep. Yeah, I think I like Banter played really well, and I think I pretty much beat him in the lineups. So yeah, shots Turner.
Solid. All right, guys. So I know you're chomping at the bit to go with some of your questions. For show, go ahead, take it away.
Oh man, I was gonna ask a serious question first, actually. Shep, so notice that you banned the Highlander Mage, and we're curious kind of why like you led the Druid instead of the Broom Paladin, given that the Paladin had the best favorable matchups.
Yeah, so I was expecting him to play Rogue first, based on like Rogue was his best deck. But like actually when I'm sort of in his position, I sort of like choose to take risks. And so I would like, since the matchup's already so bad, like you have to queue the Druid into the Pally and scam a win, and the Warrior into the Zoo, I think. So I thought, since I would expect him to bring Rogue to play Rogue first, he would expect me to play Paladin first, and then he would queue Druid. So I like big brained myself into a bad matchup. So that's fun.
Oh man, my brain already exploded. I could not process any of that. But yeah,
Yep.
yep.
Good stuff.
And then my other question was on the Paladin turn, the Stone Tusk Boar. Did it really take you 180 seconds to calculate that lethal?
I have no idea why, but my brain tunnel visioned on like if Liadrin was lethal, and I decided it was one off, and then I was like, oh shit, I don't have lethal the whole turn, and I was like, wait, I can bear off, charge the Borin, pen finger my bear off, and then I get the Libram back, and then I
Oh
can pen
my
finger him, and
goodness.
then yeah, it's
Yeah,
kind
wait.
of. He
That
messaged me
is
after that game, and he was like, "You slow up in me, dude. What's going on?"
Hey, it was
He
all worth
obviously
it.
hasn't seen you play enough.
Yeah, clearly.
So I have some more like smaller questions. So the Gibber turn against the Rogue. What was your thought process there with a pretty crap hand and no real follow up to the Soul of the Forest? So you only had 3 sold minions and weren't able to go super wide. He was on coin. Were you thinking about just like trying to prevent proactive plays with the questing there? Why not wait with the Lightning Bloom?
Um, yeah, it's like the way my hand turned out, like I would have had to pass that turn and the next one pretty much, unless I did like the same push, because I had like 2 mana cards instead of 1 mana. So I figured that I should just go in now, because like if he gets early tempo, it's kind of pretty bad already. It might have been the right line actually, but like I hate like waiting as the Druid, because like sometimes you have to draw, and then the games you don't, it's just like you did nothing the entire game and you had literally no chance.
Right.
So yeah, and I figured like if I top deck the draw, I still had the solar, so I could still go off in a couple turns.
I
But
was
yeah,
thinking about potentially doing a solar wrath to draw instead of the if you were going to bloom on that play anyway with the adorable after the draw. I'm not sure if you had thought about what you could draw into yet or not, but I thought about drawing 2 into the whirl kick.
yeah, I was thinking about Arbor Up. Like I would save Bloom and Solar for Arbor Up. And also I would rather like if I draw like a Rising Winds or a 3-mana card, then I'd rather bloom that one out. So yeah. But
Makes
I
sense.
hit the AI and I figured I had to go all in.
Then the other one that I had a question on was the Flame Imp hold. Flame Imp hold against the Bomb Warrior for like several turns. Or I
I
guess 2 turns.
think that was just like a thing of like I didn't want to overcommit to things. Also, like in the last turn I held it, I wanted to like if he went Deathwing, I wanted to have the Flame Imp Boom Lifesteal guaranteed.
Right.
But yeah. I think I
Yeah, I
should have
felt like if he
tapped on
had
that turn though.
the Deathwing, we just lost. So
Yeah, that might have been better.
I felt like just getting more pressure on that turn made sense. But I think like I definitely honed in on the Nightshade when you drew that against the Druid. And I think the double twos, Ron pointed that out as well. I think that was a really good turn. Kind of denied him. He would have
Yeah.
solar breath there into
Oh
Explorer on.
damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yikes.
play right there may have been the ultimate turning point in the entire series, going with Canrathod and the Cult Neophyte over, the top decked 4-mana 5/5 right on turn 5 or turn 4 to draw cards. That was just so massive for you, and McBanner faced such a bad position to try to fight back with that 1-2 punch with that card being played on the next turn, and you just kind of took that to the victory there.
Yeah, that play was more like for overgrowth. Like I figured if he played that, I was kind of screwed. And also like those minions are hard to kill as well. And then like if you like plays a taunt or something, then I have the rush for that.
Were you ever
Uh,
considering on the follow-up play actually going for a tap to try to find the Wicked Whispers lethal with Mosher because you were one off, or just always thinking, you know what, I don't need to find that, I'm winning anyway, I should just be more conservative and make sure I can fit in this Flesh Giant in the rush clear? Or was
oh
it a
wait, did I not
consideration at
tap
all?
that turn?
You
I
didn't tap.
didn't realize I didn't tap.
Yeah, you were on 6 mana
Yeah.
and you were one off lethal and you didn't tap. I was just like
Uh,
curious about it, but I mean, it paid
I
off. You set him
mean,
to 1
yeah,
and
I
you
knew
cleared the
the
board
only
and made a
out.
massive board.
Well, not the only out, but like one of the only outs, like the most expected out would be Zeph Ball, and then he'd have to win the ball if I set him to 1.
Right.
So
Yeah.
then that was a 1 in 8,
Yeah.
so I figured that'd be fine.
To make the biggest board possible.
Zeph,
Yeah.
dude, Zeph Frostnova, and he always just gets there.
Yeah.
But the stream has caught up live with McBanner Faces Concede, so no more spoilers exist. You are free to tell everyone it is in fact over for the boys. Made the finals. Nice job.
Wait, they they put my crying face. Oh, no.
Wait, they
No.
switched them. They switched them.
Oh.
Oh, Saku did me dirty.
That is absolute karma.
Oh,
Yeah,
that is
so the
hilarious.
crying face is now for show, and Buck is the other one. Incredible.
It's actually perfect. I actually love that. I love it.
My wife likes the buffed up Bob Ross there, so I gotta
Yeah,
work.
careful.
I gotta work
She
on my
might leave
core.
you.
Yeah, I gotta work on my
Might
core.
leave you, Saku.
You should see my Ticketus Warlock Bob Ross picture, but I can't put that on stream. But
No, Buck. Why did you
Uh-oh.
even mention that?
don't worry about it.
Replace the
Just
T
have-
with the D, and we're
About
good. Right?
I just want to say something about Ticketus. If you look closely at German Shep's Discord profile picture, he actually has a hidden Ticketus on his forehead.
Oh, okay.
Kind of the icon of our team. for some reason.
Yeah, the ticky tatty daddy, as we like to call it.
Nice.
Amazing.
Nice. These are the non-committal words we say when we don't understand why people are so weird.
Well, thanks again, German Shep, for and congratulations to for the boys that are getting in the finals. So you guys are
thank you.
going up against some spicy chicken sandwich fools. So
That's right. It's going to be a battle of titans again next week, Shep, because you were up against Honest Zabe.
yeah.
Both of you now sitting at 10 wins on the pro season.
Just throw so I had a better record last season, Shep. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Yeah.
Dignity.
So any final words there, Shep, before we let you go for the evening?
Yeah, shout out to Bantu. He played very well. Again, I think it was just like a matter of matchups why he lost. Shout out to my team. Hopefully they can carry themselves in the finals.
Wow.
And yeah, I said that. And yeah, let's win. Let's win it this time.
There you go. There you go. There's the prediction. Or trying to cheat coach's teammates on. So yeah. So that brings us to Friday night fights. Tomorrow night is going to be a couple matches there through Wild, plus our first BG's display. I guess that's the best way to call it.
Very exciting. The alternate game mode.
That's
I've
right.
heard of these.
The alternate Hearthstone. So we have Absolute versus Marty B in the Wild series there for their. I'm pretty sure it's the finals. Is that right, Ron? Pretty sure it is. Yeah. So we got
Say that again.
The finals for Wild series. I think that's.
We are in fact in the finals for Wild series.
Yeah.
It is F2L Viridian versus Everyone's a Winner.
Right. So we got Absolute from Everyone's a Winner versus Marty B from F2L Viridian, and Sunday, who's on Everyone's a Winner versus Itachi on F2L Viridian. So if Marty B, I think, wins. No, actually, if Absolute wins, then it's the season's over.
A lot on the line, as always, when we get to this final race.
Exactly. So, all right. Well, that about does it for the rest of the casting crew. Thanks for Buck and for show joining us and getting their casting experience there with the too hot to handle, too cold to hold Ron, Mexico.
Yeah, thank you so much for letting us debut on here. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Anytime.
Appreciate it.
All right, everybody, just wave to the crowd, and we will see you on Friday Night Fights, everybody.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Have a great night.
Have a great night.
Yeah.